Are you tired of looking at all those items in your pantry that you never use? Or just exhausted from attempting to think of what you could create with all those ingredients? I've been there. I'm not a great cook and I don't have the time or the energy to figure out what I could throw together just by looking at it. I do not have that gift. Cue the amazing ChatGPT or any other AI program that you prefer to use. I know AI comes with some mixed emotions about like, should we use it? Should we not? What should we use it for? But I am all about embracing technology as a tool to help free up my time so that I can really truly focus on what I want to. And I do not love focusing on cooking or any kind of meal planning, prepping whatsoever. So how exactly can AI help us? Well, first it can help us get rid of items in our pantry that we don't use and save us from adding things to our pantry that we don't need. It can whip up a meal idea with the list of ingredients and the recipe to follow so that you don't necessarily have to go run off to the grocery store. Yay! Now, how exactly can we make this happen? Like, how does the AI program know what we have in our pantry? So the first step is to put all of the items that you actually cook with into your AI program. So just type a list in there. Some people would, prefer maybe to put it in a Google Doc and then transfer it over into the AI program, or you can just put it directly into that particular program. Totally up to you, personal preference. But remember, keep it to the items that you cook with. You don't necessarily need to put that pack of juice boxes that you have in there because you don't probably want to create a meal with fruit punch, squeezed on your chicken. So once you've got all of your ingredients put into the program, go ahead and save that list so that you can refer back to it and say, using the ingredients from above, create a meal plan for the next 4 days. As you use up the ingredients, as you start cooking with what you have, then be sure to take those items off of the list. So you would just type into the program, or again, if you want to keep it on a separate Google Doc, you would just remove it and then maybe re-enter it into that AI program. But you can just say, hey, remove chicken breast, remove 1 can of beans, remove 1 can of salsa, and then that way you have an up-to-date list of what the program can pull to create the meals when you request it. Now, I will say there is some work that you have to do in order to keep up with this. And some of y'all may not be willing to make that happen, but for me, I enjoy so much more doing tedious work versus thinking work, if you get what I mean. So I can input data all day, but if you require me to think about what do I want to do in 5 years and what am I going to make out of my ingredients from my pantry when I have kids shouting, Mom, 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 I cannot think like that. So if I'm just typing in stuff and it's brainless activity, I can do that a lot easier than, like I said, coming up with the whole meal on my own. So yes, you do have to be aware as you're using ingredients to take that off your list and to keep your list up to date. But it has been so helpful when you look in your pantry and you look in your refrigerator and see you have a ton of stuff in there, but you're looking and you're going, I have nothing to make for dinner. You probably do. And this helps with that. It helps with that decision fatigue of, oh my gosh, what can I put together? What can I make happen? So this allows you to use what you have, free up some of that space in your pantry, and take a lot of that decision making off of your plate. Because I know it is super fun to go onto Pinterest and look for new recipes and look for those fun, pretty pictures of the perfectly crafted meal on a dinner plate. But that also can send me into a rabbit hole where I spend hours looking for the cool new meal that I'm going to make for dinner this week. And so I would rather spend my time spending intentional quality time with my kids and my family and not mindlessly scrolling on Pinterest because I just got sucked into it. It's so easy to get sucked into those kinds of things. It starts off good, and then you're like, oh, I just spent too much time looking for one meal and I didn't get anything done. I wanted to show you how I use ChatGPT. That's the AI program that I use and I'm most familiar with to keep up with my grocery list and to give me meal ideas and recipes with things that I have on hand. The key to AI programs is to ensure that you know what your end game is. Like, what is your goal for this prompt that you're using? So make sure your prompt is specific and detailed. And sometimes it's not going to get it right. You know what you want from it, but sometimes it doesn't understand exactly what you're saying. So don't be afraid to rephrase your prompt. It's not always going to get it right, so just rephrase it until it's doing what you want it to do. In my case, my end game is to be able to have meal plans and recipes that I can make with ingredients I have on hand. I do not want to go to the store every single day to get one extra item that, I don't currently have to make dinner that night. So I have gone ahead and put in, we have a family of 6. Here's our ages. What are some meals that I can cook with all of my ingredients that I have in my house? So this includes my pantry, my refrigerator, and my freezer. And let's see, let's go ahead and get that in there. And it's already come up with some different items that we can use. Now, you can specify even further and say, what are some meal ideas for dinner, or what are some meal ideas for breakfast? And it'll give you more specific recipes for that. Now, if you'll notice, because of what I asked it, it just gave me like a general rundown. Hey, you can do spaghetti with tomato sauce, use spaghetti noodles and pasta sauce, serve with a side salad using lettuce, black olives, and banana peppers. But it doesn't tell me exactly. Now, I know spaghetti is a little bit different, but it doesn't tell me exactly like how many olives to use or how much pasta sauce to use. So if you're really looking for specifics, you can ask it for the recipe. Yeah, so let's see. Give me the recipe for the shrimp fried rice. So that one, it just says cook the frozen shrimp with soy sauce and olive oil. It's like, well, how much soy sauce do I need? So it's going to tell me, okay, you need 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You need 1 pound of frozen shrimp. You need 2 cloves of garlic, 1 small onion. See, I can work with that. When it just says in general, hey, this is what you should use, I'm not good enough as a cook to be able to just throw stuff together and guesstimate how much I should be putting in for different ingredients. So this tells me the ingredients I need, and it tells me exactly what to do, how long to cook stuff. So I have something readily available. I'm not having to hunt on Pinterest for it. I don't get sucked into that, black hole of just looking at all kinds of fun recipes for the rest of the day. Quick and easy, uses the ingredients that I have on hand. Now, let's say that you make, a meal and you are using the items off of your list and they're no longer there. So you would tell your AI program and say, okay, so subtract, we used 8 eggs this morning for breakfast. Subtract chicken nuggets, 1 box of macaroni and cheese, our green beans and hash browns. Now, it is a little bit tedious to continuously update your list of items that you can use, but for real, this has been such a game changer in just being able to use some of those weird items that you have. Like I have a can of pineapple that has been there for a while, hasn't expired yet, but it used to be something I made as a dessert that I don't really make anymore. And so I could ask, ChatGPT and say, hey, let's use this can of pineapple. How can I incorporate it into my dinner plans for tonight? So just tell it to subtract or, remove these items from the list. What are some dinner options now? And it can, update it for you. Same thing if you're adding in. If you go to the grocery store and you're adding some stuff into your list, you would just say add 1 pineapple. We got 20 kiwis. We shop at Costco a lot. 2 bunches of bananas. 1 container of strawberries. 1 package of egg muffins. What can we make from the updated list? And so now it's given me a little bit different stuff. You can see there's a lot more of, pineapple going on in here. We can make grilled shrimp and pineapple skewers, tropical fruit salad. So this is the basics of what I do with it. I add in my ingredients. I subtract off as I'm using stuff, and then I just tell ChatGPT or whatever AI program to build me a dinner list and the recipes that go with it so that I can have something quick and easy to make with things that I already have on hand. Hopefully you'll see AI as a tool to help you in your everyday tasks as a mom, because let's be honest, we need all the help we can get, especially because we just really want to hang out with our family. I know you do. I'd also love for you to come follow me over on Instagram, where I share different ways on how to build a legacy of presents with your family and other time-saving tips. And if you're looking for some other helpful ways to free up time, be sure to check out my Ultimate Weekly Planner linked in the description below. See you guys next time.